short.
Yeah.
You already got me.
I know it. We got some donuts and stuff in there for him. So afterwards.
Yeah. Yeah. Good morning, Buffalo, Western New York, and points beyond. Welcome to Conversations with Jim Anderson, and I work my crew will be in here. But while you are the one who has got me, we got a great show today, as you know. It's kind of like my last, but it's not my last. But you know, anyway, you figure that out. And when you see me and when you hear me, then you tell me what it is. But anyway, we're going forward today. I do have a guest in the house. I got Betty Jean Grant.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know, and we was and then I got the crew in here. They gonna say something, and then now I'm gonna get all messed up. So I'm telling y'all, I don't feel bad if I have to, you know, like you know how they do that thing, the cut sign.
Yes.
I get the engineer. I got King out there covering the mic, but I'm fortunate, like it was from the beginning, even as we neared and wired down to another point. I'm fortunate to have two people who've just been with me all the time since I've been here at Waffle and Power 96.5. And I mean, just made it comfortable. If anything, I should be bragging about them, and that's none other than Sheila Brown and Mr. Lee Pettigrew.
Right.
And, you know, like they stapled. And I'm just telling you, when I walk in, I'm like walking into a playground and relax, and it's all good. So I'm going to let them be on the mic. They're not supposed to be in here because I got a show, but I got them. I surrender.
Right. Yes, Jim, you have to surrender today. You know, it takes me back years ago when we passed the torch from Ted Kirkland to you, right? Mm-hmm. Ted would bring on the microphone unapologetically East Side stories about what was going on in the East Side. The phones would jam, the fax machine would jam. We did not want to see him go because we knew that it was going to be a hole in the market with Ted Kirkland not being on the airways. And it is. It still is. It's never going to be another Ted Kirkland.
Ain't no more Ted.
No, ain't no more Ted Kirkland.
That's how we do. We make them one at a time.
One at a time, right?
One at a time.
But Jim, you have brought the conversation with Jim Anderson to a whole nother level on the airways, WFO. It was only 1080 at that time.
Dang it. Yeah.
1080. Yeah. And then I got the FM translator and made it FM. And you've been hanging out with us ever since. So
we've been all over the world.
All over the world. Now we're worldwide on the World Wide Web. Social media. We have our own app now. And you have brought some amazing people on Mondays with it. And, you know, when you told me about a month ago that, you know, your health cares and things is going on with you, you know that it was time for you to pull away in the research and all what you had to do. So we salute you for that.
Well, thank
you. Know, I know you got a show, but it ain't really going to be a show today. We got people calling in to congratulate you, and I'm glad Miss Betty Jean Grant is here in the studio to really lean into you of all what you meant to our airwaves, all what you meant to our forum. We have a certain sound for WFO, and you have been part of that sound for a long time.
Well, thank you. I mean, I thank you for the opportunity, and I love the mic. And I love being here. And I love every signal from the engineer, Lee. And Lee actually guided me from the beginning about how you want to make the show yours.
Yeah. Let's pass the mic over to Lee.
See, I didn't know it was that long.
Yeah.
But on the international side, you mentioned something that was really interesting. I have talked to people in Africa and Los Angeles at the same time since I've been working at this radio station with a host here. But this guy goes to Japan, he goes to Paris, and he calls back. But one of the things that I got about your show, as opposed to necessarily Ted Show or even Pat Freeman, is that the struggle that you talked about was always global. You know, we know what the East Side is about. We know what's going on in the United States. But you tied it all into a global thing.
That's it.
And I would hear you a lot of times say, if people stand up and speak out, actually we're all together.
That's it.
And you talked about knowledge, the food for the soul. You're going to
Yeah.
get fed today.
Yeah.
And that's one of the themes, it appears to be, for your show. And that's a good thing, because people in our community need to understand what we struggle against and what we're struggling against nationally now.
That's
It's
right.
not just the United States, it's the entire planet.
That's right.
So we want to thank you for being consistent, you know, because some of those winter days I know were not fun.
Dig it.
And I'm glad you didn't slip.
Hey, dig it.
But more importantly, Sheila mentioned it, we have to, as a people, have a platform where we can, I'm gonna use the word, I don't know if it's sitting right, unabashedly
That's right.
discuss the issues that are important to us.
That's what I love about these
Without having
nights.
somebody pulling Sheila to the side and saying, we don't want to talk about that. Because it's owned and operated by African Americans. So therefore, the people we put behind these microphones have to be aware of what's going on with our people. They have to, and don't think for a minute, oh, it's a black station. It's got to be professional.
Yeah.
And you've been able to do all that. So we want to thank you.
Well, I want to look, every opportunity I got here, the flavor was already here when I came. And so it was easy to groove into it and flow with it, and giving it the length and breadth to just, hey, to speak my truth, which was always trying to be the voice of the community and bring our visions together. I mean, look at the room. Look at the environment. It's so inviting here, so comfortable, empowering. And because you free up the mic to bring it like it is, everybody don't get that opportunity. I know people get music somewhere and everything and a lot of stuff, but they don't get it like they get here. And this has been the launching pad for many people who've gone on even before I arrived, even before Ted arrived.
Yeah.
The station has that legacy and it's going to continue. And people, you got to remember, the station is actually yours. It ain't just for unto itself. It's ours in the community. We got to keep bringing our truths, our vision, and taking that opportunity. And you can do it right here at Power 96.5.
Well, King Shad, he wants to say something.
Well,
He's
King,
your engineer.
Hey, listen,
Yeah.
King.
What's up, man?
You the one.
No, you the one.
Hey,
man. Listen,
about.
I've had the honor and the pleasure, you know what I mean, to be your engineer, man. I appreciate your conversation, your knowledge, your care for the community. You know how much you are passionate of seeing change. How resilient you are. You don't care who you gonna challenge them. If they say they out here, they better be prepared. You know what I'm saying? And that's why it's people that won't come on here, because, you know, man, they can't lie and play. You don't play that. So, man, we appreciate you. We're gonna miss you. Hope you be back, man. You know what I'm saying? But you are a staple in the community. You are a very honorable man. You're an honorable black man. And, you know, I look up to you and I appreciate the steps and things you have made for the community, especially me as a man, to see that and see what, you know, you can achieve to be. So I appreciate you. As always, love. You got my number. We're gonna stay in communication.
Well, King Shad, I told him earlier, I said, same way that Ted used to be. When Ted would come by, he would sit in the lobby. I like, you gotta grace the microphone.
Definitely made Ted get on the mic. You
definitely made him get on the mic.
All right, talking. Look, I'm gonna be calling in, so y'all better be calling in. Make it hard for me to get through. I'm gonna be calling in because look, this is only where community. We don't get a chance to have these conversations nowhere else. You can't tell me one station that is having a conversation where you can get in. And yeah, you can be doing your own show on the phone. Some of y'all, anyway, you know.
Well, I had an experience actually before we got here. I got a call from Milwaukee, and a brother got on the phone. And he said, "What is this?" He said, "Y'all play music, but y'all talk."
Yeah.
And I got the impression that outside of maybe Kathy Hughes, there's nobody going to let that format go forward. What it has done is it's transferred to podcasts and YouTube videos, and that's picking up an audience, and it's growing. But when you talk about radio,
All right.
And by the way, we're doing both podcast and YouTube. When you talk about radio, we are the only
Look.
in the United States that has the kind of talk. Because I'm here on Saturdays, like Shad is right now, has that kind of conversation.
That's right.
And people are always surprised because we have people listening in Milwaukee, in Germany, in Atlanta.
Right. That's right.
So I also got to give a shameless plug. We've got an app. There is no app like this on earth.
See?
You get 2 radio stations in one app. So now you can sit and listen to WFO and click another button and you're in Atlanta. Okay, so they'll be able to, and I can guarantee you, there are going to be people from all over the country who are listening to you when you open that microphone.
You see? Hey, y'all, I'm telling you, they're not like us.
You're right. They're not like us.
They're not like us.
And that was the song that King Shy started out with.
Hey, listen, King,
So,
when he dropped that beat,
yeah.
Oh, man, I almost like, okay. Woo.
I was going to start dancing.
Dancing up, right?
Hey, listen.
Well, Jim, you know, in 2019, we opened up WUFO Black Radio History Collective.
Yep.
So in the back, we go from the 60s, from when we first started in 1961 to the civil rights, all the way to current. And you are part of that museum now.
Hey,
yep. So Conversation with Jim Anderson is back there. You're right next to everyone else.
Nice.
From Ted Kirkland, before Ted, the Community Hour, before the Community Hour, Pastor Gillison. So all of them, and we have tapes. So once we move across the street to 509 Michigan, the museum will have its own. And people can come in and listen to tapes that you have done over the years.
Wow.
They can listen to tapes that Ted Kirkland has done. Even our own Miss Betty Jean Grant, when she had her own show.
Right.
We are
so
warriors.
We have voices that paid into being and doing their own show.
This is what I'm talking about when we talk about community. This is what community looks like. Build upon and the wisdom, even the things that wasn't so great. We learn from that. And man, it's collected. And this is a field that is growing and needs to keep alive because look, we're the only ones.
Well, we do encourage our audience to call in 716-837-1112. That's 716-837-1112 to give you some of their well wishes. Wow. You have touched a lot of people's lives over these years. You have let a lot of people come on the microphone to talk about what was going on with them.
Indeed.
You know, whether it was politics, whether it was housing, whether it was something on the east side, it didn't matter. You was letting them come on to talk about it and share their voice. That's why on this table is our voice, our truth, because it's our own narrative.
That's it.
Of what it is. As long as we're in the FCC guidelines and protecting my brand of my call letters, I let the talk shows be free. I don't have to sit there and monitor them. Now, when it ain't fiery like I want it, then I'm bringing them in like, yo, this ain't
pick up the beat.
Yeah, go on Sundays with the gospel. Okay. But on Mondays in my talk shows, I need truth to power. I need where our audience is going to be entertained. They're going to be informed at the same time. And then you get funny on them, you know. So they're going to be entertained with you at all times. So, Jim, you have been nothing but a joy. We're going to let the lines come on. We're going to come back 10 minutes before the show is over. We have some donuts and juice in there for you. We're going to set you all right. So we're going to let you do the rest of the show.
Well,
phones are ringing, and we'll come back at the end.
Well, thank you, Sheila. Thank you, Lee. Man, you're awesome. So much.
Yes.
Much appreciated. And thank you, listeners. Stay with us. We ain't gone.
They ain't gone.
We're going higher.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, hey, we got a call on there. Caller, you on. Welcome.
Yes, sir. Good morning, Jim Anderson.
Hey, good morning.
You know I desire to but you know I'm out of town.
Yes, indeed, Brother Payne.
I wanted to call you up and congratulate you on your accomplishments in terms of what you brought to our community regarding your insightfulness, your commitment in terms of the struggle, the effort to liberate our community, and the importance of you as being an icon in the city of Buffalo. Wow. I want to say thank you to you for allowing me to come on the radio show and allow me to share the vision in terms of what you've always talked about in terms of creating opportunity for our community in relationship to equality, significance and importance of education, and the value of economics within our community. I know you're going to keep doing what you're doing, but I want you to know at the end, you're one of my best friends, and God bless you for what you've done in this city.
Well, thank you, Brother James. And man, y'all doing it to me today. See, I was trying to slide, do the little slide and get it. Thank you, Jay.
Yes, sir. Now we can get together and eat breakfast on these mornings and stuff. Take care.
Okay, then. Peace and love.
Yes, sir. Peace.
Oh, man, I'm surrounded, Betty G. I knew we were going to get to that interview, but I also got to say, see, look, I got management coming in.
Yes.
Oh, man, and then check it out. See, this is my big joy of Ben sitting right to my right. Listen, right? Austin has been like, you talking about like a boost to a rocket ship. That's how he is. We got another call. Caller, you on the air. Welcome.
Yes.
Uh-oh.
Good morning, Mr.
Hey, Dr. Doyle.
Yes, I wanted to call in also to thank you and congratulate you on your show. I listen every Monday. Sometimes if I forget it, I mark it on my calendar.
Cool, dig it. I love that you listen and weigh in.
Yes, and I want to thank you for always allowing me to talk about and introduce my student essay contest. You never turn me down and to talk about the things I'm doing in the community. But I want you to know, and I don't know if Sheila Brown knows this, one of my essay contests was entered by a man in Eastern Europe. He heard it on the air.
Go.
He entered the contest and he won.
Oh, nice.
He won, and I had a problem to getting the check to him, but he won, and he said he heard it on our station. So I just wanted to thank you for all of your inspiration.
Thank you.
For your truth to power. And also I will still be in touch with you, Mr. Anderson.
Yes, indeed.
And congratulations, and God bless you, and best wishes to you always. I'll hang up and listen to the rest of the show.
Well, thank you. Thank you, Dr. Dawn, and peace and power be with you as well. And man,
you're emotional.
Yeah.
He's emotional. I know. I'm gonna just say my 2 seconds because I know after we go to break, we're gonna get into the interview. And I just want to say, Jim, you are not just a pillar in the community, but I appreciate, I don't know if you know the context. My son has no grandfathers. Mm-hmm. And when he met you, he said that you were a grandfather to him. And so I want to say, beyond having him on the show and setting some huge opportunities for him to get exposure in a place where a lot of people have false truths, they said stuff and then they didn't follow through. You were like a man of your word. And so for that, I say thank you. And I appreciate you. I know there's another caller right now, so I'm going to turn to them, but I appreciate you.
Oh, I'm calling you on the air.
Good morning to you, and good morning to all who are in your presence. I thank God for you, and I thank God that you have been a strong voice in our community, and I hope that you will continue to be that voice and speak truth to power. This is Sister Dolores, the silent warrior,
yes,
who is in search for truth in our community. And I want us to love one another like we are supposed to.
Yeah.
And I thank God for you, Brother Jim.
I thank you, sister. Yes, more than okay. Peace and love to you too. And again, y'all just keep lighting up my spirit, taking me higher. I'm like, I'm floating. I am floating, and the lines are filled, the staff is filled, and I mean, I have to tell you, Latasha and Austin, first of all, Austin exceeded anything I could have thought I would be as lucky to get. I mean, I didn't have to do much. He came in. Learning what he already knows was an opportunity for me to learn even more beyond what I thought I knew. And then the greater privilege is to have the blessings of your family. Have an opportunity to rock with your grandma. Hey y'all. Hey grandma, yeah, I'm thinking about you. And the joy of your mother. Your mother never put any demands on me, no threats, no, you better do. She just let us evolve and evolve with us. And I'm like, y'all don't know how blessed I am because of you. And I've loved just watching the interaction, and it's given me so much greater insight with how you relate to the community and how every young person, because I thought about the hills I have to climb. Even when you got it, still having the kind of show yourself to people people can be nice to you. And that don't mean they truly believe you got it. And all you be looking for is an opportunity. And I'm glad I was one to open it up a chance. And no, you did not disappoint. And I know you just beginning. You ain't even hit your zenith. You just beginning. And you, as high as you can go is as wide as you can go. And so I love you, man.
Good morning, Buffalo. I got so much love for you, and I'm gonna say my 2 cents as well. I do want to give you a chance to talk. We do have another caller, but I'm gonna make sure before this interview, whether we have to, I'll pay for the extra 2 minutes if we no. All right. I'm gonna make sure that I definitely want to get a chance to just speak on how much and how impactful this past time has been for me, because I don't want to rush it, but I'm gonna need at least a minute because you have meant a lot for me. But I don't want to take away from the caller or your chance to have a part of the interview as well. So I'm gonna be saving my 2 cents, but they are coming. Cool. Caller, you should be on the air. Good morning.
Caller, you on?
Good morning. This is Grandma Swigert.
Hey, the pleasure is mine.
I'm called to congratulate Jim Anderson. God bless you. You've been an inspiration to not only to me and the community, but you've been informative. And I just thank you and I praise you and I give you all the glory. Just continue to do what you're doing. Continue to trust in the Lord. Continue to keep the faith up. And continue to just be an inspiration to all the young people. And I just thank you for what you're doing for my grandson. And so I'm just calling to congratulate you. God bless you and for everything that you do and continue to do it. And he will continue to bless you.
Look, I just got a handful of roses. Thank you, Grandma. Listen, your grandson is, he all that. He is all that. And the joy that, and the love and the embrace I felt for him, the whole of your family, it's just been, I'm on another planet. I mean, folks don't understand. I'm like, all I can do is say, praise the Lord. And thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Oh, wow. Y'all got my heart melting. Hey, listen, y'all. I ain't never done this on there. And this is like, man, you want to be loved by your community and thought well loved by those around you. And you hope it and to receive it is like, all I could do is say, thank you, Lord. Thank you all. I mean, y'all are living testimonies of what community is like and how good life can be in spite of some of the challenges we have. I thank all you listeners, whether you called in or not. I know listeners sometimes because it get good. You don't need to call. You just want to hear it out. And so I'm just thankful. I'm thankful for this opportunity. I'll say I'm not gone. And, I'm like those chameleons, I guess, that can change. And, and I'm doing, I was thinking earlier, when I didn't do a lot of talking about that I was going to be leaving, I was doing what someone I really, really love. His name is Jesus. And in the book, he used to talk about he was still away. After he done got through healing and preaching and teaching and everything to the people. And he didn't have to raise his hand and say, I'm going to go rest. The book say, and he stole away. That might be the tag to put on me, and he stole away. I ain't gone. I'm going to get additional power up and stuff. It was mentioned I have some physical things. Yeah, man, let me tell you. Take care of your body, do everything you can to hold on to all your limbs. You know, don't care if you can't get them to run like you used to. You can bend them while you're at the table, you know, even if you have to reach down and hold them. In other words, look, I feel good. I had in the past 30 days, I had a couple of, for me, major operations. One was on the spleen that was bleeding, which could take you out quickly with a heart attack. You could, anyway, it's on that vascular side. They took care of that and they discovered a hernia. And so Thursday, they took care of that. So since the 24th, I'm on the up road. I feel good. I'm walking. Somebody said, you was in the hospital? I was, and but I ain't in the hospital no more. I'm taking it easy, but I'm loving it. I done lost about 30 pounds. Still look gorgeous if y'all wonder.
Yes,
See me, you know, I'm
Yes,
just saying. I just, you know, y'all don't leave that part out. If you go tell the story, you still look gorgeous. And but I feel good. I wanted to drop them. I've been hearing all the folks say, "Oh, I'm taking this and that." They how well it worked for them. I got sick. I didn't want to get sick, but 30 pounds down, feel good. I'm loving it. And so, look, I'm telling y'all, everybody say how you feel. I feel like Superman. I just not wearing my cape yet. I don't need the cape yet, but I'm, you know, I'm the BAD. And then, I can't say that, you know, like a baby booty. Yeah, that part. Anyway, I'm good, y'all. I feel good. Man, I feel good. Hey, I know we got to go to a break. And we can go to the break, and then we'll come back and we'll get into some more show. And if you happen to call in, we'll take you. But I just want to say I love you. I love you.
He said 2 minutes to the break.
Well, hey, I can rock you 2 more minutes. If you want to call in 2 minutes, you can get in now on this side of the break. And yeah. And check it out. You heard that. I'm going to go down in Infinite because they're going to have the museum. They're going to have me. I'm going to be on the wall. I'm going to be there. Hey, y'all.
I'm going to take my 2 cents now then before we go to the break. Well, like my mom said, and in this small segment, I feel grateful that I don't have to necessarily go too in depth because I think we've talked and I've hopefully expressed my gratitude for this opportunity and just for the wisdom that you've imparted for me, even just to witness and kind of see what does it look like for kind of what DJ Shaw was saying, a man to maneuver this world in a way that's righteous. Because it's not hard to get ahead today. It's hard to get ahead the right way. And to see someone doing that, I think speaks volumes. My mom said I don't have too many older male influences in my life. I unfortunately didn't get a chance to really meet any of my grandfathers. So I did tell her, I was like, this is like a really, from the first time we met, I'm like, this is a cool dude. Like, this is someone who loves life.
Yeah, we were rolling.
When you meet someone who loves life to the level that you do, it makes you want to love life more. And for the opportunity that you gave me, you talk about being living shoulders. And my mom is right. I've heard a lot of people sound good. It sound good. And when I first met with you, I'm like, you know, like it sound too good.
Yeah, nigga.
And it's been my privilege to realize just how good it is and how it didn't sound good, but it was good. And I got nothing but love for you and this opportunity to be a young person on the radio. But even outside of that, like just to, like I said, see the growth even that you still display as you go through life and you age gracefully. And so within that, it's been a pleasure, more than a pleasure. Even when I heard that we were kind of changing, I was nervous at first, but my next initial thought was, I'm just happy for you because you've been so happy for me. I got nothing but love for you. My entire family got nothing but love for you. And I'm excited to continue to see where your life goes and just to be able to bear witness to that and say that you bear witness and played a big part in mine. So we are going to a break, but I appreciate you and I got nothing but love for you, Jim. Thank you so much.
The legendary Mix 1080 AM WFO.
Wow.
This part of the journey has been fun, but we got a lot more journey to go.
Yeah.
Hey, Rhode Island and Jet. This the smooth section. We got another hill.
Yeah.
We got some more time, but you know, I really appreciate it.
I listen. I felt it from the moment we were talking. I'm like, oh yeah, you know, it was nice. High, just feeling good. It just felt good. We probably could have talked hours. And I mean, it was like there was no interview needed. No, can you do this and credentials? I mean, your presence, the aura. There's an aura about you. There's an aura about anybody that has some kind of leadership, some kind of, and that's not what one's like. And if it's right, it'll be a blessing not only for them but for many. And if it ain't right, it'll be a signal. People, like trying to knock you back in line.
You're back on the radio.
Yeah. Hey, we back, and listen, you listen to Conversation with Jim Anderson, and we're going right to the phone lines and calling you on the air. Welcome.
Mr. Anderson, how you doing, sir?
Oh, listen, I am very fine, and I'm glad to get you on my last day, and thank you for calling.
Well, this is Murray Holman. I was looking at a house right now, me and my wife.
I can really say you gonna find me a house for my life. And not everybody leaving on their last day get a house. Oh, Murray, thank you.
Yes. So I appreciate you for allowing me to have an opportunity to work with you. It's a short period of time, but to gain a lot of knowledge and understanding about our community and how we can look forward into still having a Jim Anderson show or whatever they're going to name it, still continue to do the work that we do in the community on the air at WFO. And it's a blessing that you can get your flowers while you're alive, not when you're dead.
Yeah,
and, I look, forward into working with you and in the community on all levels. I respect you as not just as a veteran, but as a Black Panther and other things you have done in this community. Trust me, I've been with you a long way, and to understand that you are about this community on all levels. And it's a blessing to really work with you on this level, and then let your help always be 100% in your favor. And then you can rest up, and then and see how we can move forward with some things. So,
Murray, I want to
from Stop the Violence. Yes.
Murray, I want to thank you, and I want to thank you for bringing your voice, your view, your sight on things you see. I think one of the good things is to have a consistent presence that people can see one and hear one and begin to understand what they're about. And the work that you're doing in trying to stop the violence in our community is work we all should do in some capacity, but in the manner that you're doing it, wishing you not only success, but also hoping that one day it won't have to be about stopping the violence. It'll be about trying to help people, learn even more on how they can become not only better and greater in their community, but, get to the point where you at, buying me a house. They don't have to buy me a house since you buying me one, but buying a house, And
I'm really grateful, like I said, to work with you and even bring up the shake up to the Jim Anderson show. And for those who never made it to our show,
some of them wouldn't make it because of what was said earlier about they got a duck. They didn't come. Look, King said it. They know there's a certain way you got to talk when you come on. And if you ain't gonna talk like that, if you ain't gonna be honest and for real, I'm not the show. That's why.
And Mr. Kirkland, as two legacy people that's still alive, which is a blessing on the WFO Fire 96.5.
Indeed. Well, Murray, thank you again, and I am honored because the walk behind Ted. And not just a walk behind him, but to walk side by side with him, because we talked a lot of times. And even before he had retired, I would be on with him, and we would. the conversation was good. The conversation with him was like I have with you, Austin. You know, and you know, it was like it's the kind of conversation community needs to hear. And he had no problem in straightening people out. I remember him having to let someone who came on, I think they might have been the mayor at the time, let him know you're not gonna come on my show and just and so I'm just saying that's how we have to be, you know, because people sometimes come think they're doing you a favor. They're not doing you a favor, and they don't know you, they just know of you. And but what we want people to know is that whatever they know of us, they know that we're gonna bring the truth.
So I'll get off the air, Mr. Anderson, so someone else can call in.
All right, bro, you stay strong and get a good house. I'll rent upstairs to you. Okay, bro. Peace and love. I got you now, Sister Betty Jean Grant. Yes,
sir,
she
yes,
thought
sir.
we were going to talk all through it, and she would just have to sit here. I got you, Betty Jean, and I want you to bring us up to date on your campaign, because I know that you have been planning or are running for the county legislature.
Yes, sir.
And I know there's been a lot of tricks. You know, I knew that the machine had go on the attack once people get their petitions in, and all the games that when to play the game session where they try and knock people off. And most of the time it's illegitimate. All they have to do if they, you know, hey, if they can stand a race, stand a race, right?
Absolutely.
Trying to run somebody off. But anyway, I finally got you on the mic.
Yes, so I did get out I got the required number of petitions. I needed 500. I turned in 987. Most of those petitions were gotten at supermarkets and at public places because it was just so cold in February. And I believe it's one of the reasons why they changed it to February to have those people who are not party affiliated, not endorsed by the party. They have a harder time because I got, like I said, 987 signatures. My opponent got 2,000. However, about 10 person helped me to get my 987, whereas my opponent had the whole Democratic committee. There's over 100 individuals, some from West Seneca, who went out there and got petitions. And so it's stacked against you. If you're not the party choice, if you're not the endorsed candidate, they make it harder for you. And I knew that going in. But what I didn't expect was to file my petitions on April 7th and then get a letter from the court for me to appear in court April the 8th. So they were anticipating filing charges against me. They were anticipating objecting to my petitions. So regardless of the number I would have turned in, I still would have been objected to.
Right.
And I still would have gone to court. So my court
Sound like they had a plan.
Oh,
set.
absolutely. My court date is May 2nd. And so I know that they have ruled that I don't have enough petitions. Erie County Board of Election gave me a couple of days to bring me up to par. But anticipating knowing the games that they play, I'm starting an independent Democrat petition. It is called Restore Buffalo. I'm running on that line because if I get knocked off of the Democratic line, the Restore Buffalo line, this is an independent line created by me. As you know, in November, people can vote anywhere on the ballot. They don't have to stay on that Democratic line. And so which is good for me because it allows me to have those independent voters. And in Erie County, the independent voters, those who choose not to be a Democrat or Republican, that independent affiliation is fastly growing. And I think nationwide, there are more independents than there are Republicans and Democrats. Why is that? Because the independent Democratic line allows you to look at a person and look at the position and decide who's best for that, for that job or position that you're running for. So I will be on the ballot. I'm out now getting signature. I started this about maybe a week ago. I've got almost half that I need to qualify for the ballot. So if they're still playing games, and it's strange because the person who challenged my petition is not running. The person who objected to me running on that Democratic line is a fellow Democrat who is an elected official herself and who also is part of the Democratic committee. So this thing was put in place, the objection. The only person who ran petitions was me and Michael Gaynor. I was objected to because Democratic committee wanted another person to be in that position, and they did all they could to make sure that I didn't qualify for the ballot. But I'm qualified on another line, and we'll be on the ballot in November. Michael Gaynor um, was objected to, I believe, because of his ethnicity. You have two front runners who are running for mayor. I won't call their names, but they are of European descent, and then you have Michael Gaynor. So if you have Michael Gaynor making the ballot, it decreased the chance of one of those two European getting the Democratic primary because he'll take votes from his ethnicity. So that's the reason he was challenged. Michael Gaynor turned in probably more votes than two of the candidates who turned in votes who were not challenged because they needed all those blacks on the line. So I understand now why Judge McLeod got out the race. I understand now why James Payne got out of the race. But you can't go into a primary having 5 or 6 minority candidates expect the minority candidate to win. So that's where we are on my race and how I see things shaping up. The games are still being played.
Yeah, and this, but you still will be on the ballot after you get the rest of these
What's that?
petitions.
I'm going to court. Yeah. There's 2 races. There's a primary that is June 24th, and those are the petitions that they challenging me
Right.
in court. And I don't know what the bonus claim is. Maybe because I got most of those myself, but like I said, I got most of those at the supermarket. So they put in a claim of fraud without having any kind of evidence. They put it in to put you in court. Because once you're in court, sometimes you're in court for over 6 weeks. I've seen candidates who qualified for a party get taken to court and spend 6 weeks in court. If you're in court every day for 6 weeks, you don't have time to go out there and campaign.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the whole point of having people appearing in court. Because it seems very strange for me for a person who's not even running to challenge my petition unless she had been told to do so by the Democratic power structure. And so what I'm doing is letting the court case play out. I may or may not make the ballot. If I make the ballot there, then I'll be in the June 24th primary.
Right.
If I don't make the ballot, then there's no race in June. So neither one of us will appear on the ballot because there's no challenge and there's no competition.
Right.
But the signature I'm getting right now is for my line, which I created called Restore Buffalo.
And be in November.
It'll be in November. So
Okay,
if I get that I'll be challenged too. Again, because May 26th is when I turn these petitions in.
Right.
And I probably challenged too, but I'm making sure that right now that I'm not going to rely on going to the supermarket like everybody else did because it's so doggone cold.
Well, what exactly is the would be the fraudulent part?
They bring that up. They were saying because out of 900 petitions, my name appears on 500 petitions. And so that means I got more than 50% that I got signed.
Right.
Okay, but if you're out there all day in February, if you sitting at the Imperial Market giving a plug, you're sitting there in a nice warm market and people coming in and you getting signature, it's not impossible for me not to get 500 signature out of 900 because this is my campaign. Yeah, no, I campaign hard and I stay there 4 or 5 hours. So what they do is, Jim.
Or they just challenging your ability to have got the numbers you got.
Right, yes.
Because they think, okay, I got you.
Okay, yeah, they're doing it because they figure, how can this woman get 50% of the signature? Simply because I devoted 50%, 100% of my time getting a signature. This happened again when Kim Beatty run, and he challenged her petitions, and he challenged the fact that I had gotten 600 petitions out of her 1,200 when she ran for the sheriff. How I did that? Because it was COVID that time. People were coming from outside of Buffalo, sitting at the Delaware Grider community center getting their COVID shots. And many of those individuals coming from outside of Buffalo, because it was a county race, had not signed for anybody else. So it was like picking cherries. I asked them, are you a registered voter? Registered? Yes, said yes. Have you signed for anybody? They said no. They signed a petition. So I was able to get those 600 petitions. So they dropped that charge in that court case where they found out that by calling those individuals and it stated, yes, I was outside of the Delaware Valley Community Center. Yes, a senior citizen or an African American or a voter got me to sign this petition. So it was able to establish that I did in fact get those petitions.
So they may call in the person name that they
Yes.
directly challenging. Okay.
Well, absolutely.
Cool.
But I find it strange that I've challenged one person in my whole political career. And when I challenge a person, I use my name because I was objected and I want to hide behind somebody else. The person who's challenged me is not a candidate. The person who's challenged me, I will what is their interest in challenging me if you're not the candidate? That's why you're trying to not only take me off the ballot, but you're trying to take me to court to have me indicted for something that you think may happen. It didn't really happen. So
see, the other thing I'd be worried about is with those tricks is where they purposefully make sure they get someone to sign your petition that they already know would be illicit.
Right. They would do that. I don't think they would set a plant. Like just say I'm out there at the supermarket. Somebody say, "Oh, she's here at the supermarket. Go out there and sign your grandmother's name." Now your grandmother died a couple of years ago, right? So I ask you, "Are you registered voter?" You tell me yes. I take you to word because I don't have the list that says that you are. So if you put your grandmother's name on that registration form,
right,
and they know it because they have already planted somebody, they automatically tell you, okay, they objected to it. They cite fraud, they take you to court, and you probably will be found fraud because you in fact did have somebody name on that petition who did not sign it, who is deceased. These are the games that they play to get people off the ballot. Now they tried the same thing for Michael Gaynor. Michael Gaynor got more petitions than James Payne, who before he dropped out. And the Thompson guy, he got more petition signature than he. And I think maybe he and Rashid might have tied. But nobody got objected to but Gaynor because Gaynor was seen as a threat to the European front runners in this primary election. So this is why politics is dirty. This is why people need to know about it. They need to look at the process and say that it's not fair. No one has the right to tell me I cannot run on the Democratic line. I'm a lifelong Democrat. I've spent almost 18 years in positions of council member, legislator, and school board member. I've helped people like Kim Beattie to get on the ballot. I helped people that were running like Judge Ogden, who me and Champ Eve told the Democratic Party head, Jeremy Zellner, that if you don't have Judge Ogden to be cross-endorsed by the Democrat and Republican, give her that chance of winning state Supreme Court, we're not going to support any of your candidates on the east side of Buffalo. So it's going to take somebody like that to be in a position of power, to be in a position of authority, and to know the back deals that's being done to make sure our community don't get played out. And right now we are really, as a community, we are being played by policy of the Democratic Party.
Right. So right now, after the hearing is held, you'll know whether or not you're actually going to be
on the June
on the June ballot.
Yes.
If you prevail at the hearing, you will be on that ballot.
Yes, me and my opponent will be on the ballot.
Yeah, both will be on there. And then if not, you will be on you're doing the work to be on the ballot for November.
Yes.
And folks, that's the one thing to remember, that this election thing, even though it's happening early part of the year, you got till November to really make a decision and choose who you want. At this stage of the game, as we were talking about, that once you get your signatures in, this is where they try and find fault in some way. And it doesn't mean you've done something wrong, but if they find something, it change the timing. So, but we, the populace, the electorate have to understand is not to get tricked into thinking a candidate that you may prefer is out of the game. They're very much in it. We just got to learn the tricks of the game.
Right. Let me say something to be perfectly clear. The reason why petition was challenged, objected to, and it was challenged by Sean Ryan, who's a candidate who wanted Gaynor out of the race because Gaynor being in a race would take votes from him. The reason that the black candidates, including Wyatt and Garnell Whitfield, their petition were not challenged because they need to be in a race. They need to be in a race to have a split within a minority candidate in the Black community.
Well, it's so jarring. It's like, well, they don't get challenged because it's almost like they feel, well, they won't win, but we need them in there so we don't make Black people upset.
No, they need them in there so they can expect the Black vote.
Yeah, but if they take them out, the other option is they would feel bad.
Right.
And it almost seems like the Black candidates need to get together and have a huddle and talk about, hey, do we get behind one? Can we get behind one? That's a question to you, candidate. Can you get behind one of you? Can you even begin to negotiate on some powering that can empower you in with either of the front runners? I don't mean the front runner's gonna win, but I'm just saying you have to explore the options that's gonna be a benefit for our community as well as for yourself and your political future. I understand, but we're in a funky moment. We got an electorate that really doesn't understand how the game is played.
Absolutely.
And with what is going on now, if they want to see a real change, they're gonna have to look at the games being played. Everybody's promising stuff.
And I want to say something very important. And this is in finding out from my petitions, because I did it in the Bailey area with University District, what has the highest number of young voters, supposedly young adults in University District. They're not registered. And so when I ask, are you a registered voter? Instead of saying no, can I get registered, or no, I care not to be registered, they say, yeah, I'm registered. So I took it to word. And so that's what my petition had a greater number and everybody else. And this would have shown everybody has had a greater number of unregistered voters because we focus on the University District, which has a high number of African American. But fortunate for us as a people going forward, people like you and I, Jim, we're not going to be in a race in a few years. We might not even be here to vote. So who's going to take the matter? Who's going to take up that if you're not registered to vote? And so that's why I see it as a great threat to our political influence in Buffalo, because we're going to be expendable if we can't deliver the vote to the party.
You got to get registered. Ain't nothing hip or cool about thinking about faking it, or lying about it. You need to be registered. Everything about everyone's future is connected to the electoral process.
Right. So the Democratic Party took two individuals. They took just say Betty Jean Grant, and he took probably Garnett Whitfield. We got the same pool of votes. We got the same number of votes. They would have objected to mine. They did through the Democrat operative because they didn't want me off the ballot. They wouldn't object to Garnett Whitfield because you still have Rasheed White in the race. So you still got Mr. Thompson, I forgot his first name. So they purposely objected to my vote because they wanted me out of the race, and they purposely not objected to either the mayor candidate's campaign because they needed him in the race. So that's why they were not objected to it. Because had they objected to it, they would have found that they need to be out of the race by having voters who were not registered. Yeah, so that's the game they play, and that's how they control the outcome. But I knew early enough that I need to form another line to run on, and so I talked to Mike Gator because he was challenged too. And so right now he and I on the Restore Buffalo line. And so going November, you can see all the candidates, and you'll see Betty Jean Grant, Restore Buffalo.
And what would that line be named again?
Restore Buffalo.
Restore Buffalo.
Restore dignity, respect Buffalo.
Dig it.
Yeah.
Well, Betty Jean.
Oh wow.
I want to thank you again. I'm glad you made this last show, and I'm particularly thankful for bringing us up to speed about this process.
Can I get 30 seconds? I want to say this.
Yeah.
It's your time. When Ted Kirkland put the show to you, I said, Jim, I know he's good for global issues. I know he's good working with the peace issues. But is he fiery enough? Is he strong enough to take that stance that sometimes you need to stand? And so after a couple of shows, I was convinced. And I know that. And I believe that Ted Kirkland was in your selection to succeed in. And I encourage people to read the book Ted Kirkland wrote. Because it tells how Buffalo became what it was and how people act certain ways in our community. And so, but I understand that he was your mentor And I just want to congratulate you. You've always been generous to me. You always been honest. You always allowed me like she to tell it like it is. And sometimes the community, they don't want to hear it, but they need to hear it. Sometimes you have to be the scapegoat or the sacrificial lamb to get that message out. I'm just proud that I listen to you when I'm not on the radio, and I get prepared when I'm on the radio because I know you're going to bring it to me. And thank you so much. Congratulations. Hope to see you back here in any form whatsoever.
I ain't gone.
It's been a pleasure.
I'm around, y'all. You know, I might be like them drones. You know, it's up there. You never know what it might do.
Right.
And well, I thank you, Betty Jean. I'm walking in the line of the lines in that song. You know, do what we can, while we can, where we can, and I've been blessed because of it. I mean, every one of you have touched me and made me better and stronger, and like none of them made me famous. I'm gonna be on the wall. Yep, y'all be able to sit down. And look, once I get set up, I'm popping live. Yeah, you can bring a whole school down there and we can talk.
That's it. And that's what it's about, really educating our community when they come into the museum. And as long as you have graced these microphones, you know, you are so given and so worthy to be back there in the museum. So people come from all over the country to go in the back into the museum as they come into the corridor. So not just coming into WUFO Black Radio History Collect, but also going to the Nash House Color Musicians Club into the church. So it is going to be something to see in this corridor. Next year, this time, none of this will look the same. So Jim, on behalf of Vision Multimedia Group, our call letter is Power 965 Radio and also Mix 1080. We wish you nothing but the best. But sir, you know we have to sing you out with a little bit of power gear
I got
for
my
you.
gear, y'all.
Ricky Smiley says, thank you. Okay. So we got some gear for you. We got you a back stretcher, so you don't have to try to get to your back. We got some Kleenex, because I know it's a little fairy for you today. So as you get home, you have your own Kleenex for you. But we got you a little power stuff there. Jim, you have been nothing but a treat for us. Your kindness, your fiery, and you're still kind when you do it. Everyone can't do that.
I love it here, and I got to tell you, Raven made me be a good guy. No, I love Raven. Raven know that. Look.
That was always your thing. Good cap, bad cap.
Hey,
He's like, I be the bad cap.
That's right. Raven is, when I would come in, I would always see her. She'd be at it, take care of business, and that's the first flower I see hitting the door.
Yeah.
Even when you pop in, I just love it. Look, folks, y'all just don't know how wonderful it's been for me. And I know that there's been a blessing and a great opportunity, and I have truly, when I say I've been enriched and talk about my border spreading, I mean, it's just something. And so look, we off the air, but I'm gonna tell you something. I'm not gone, and I will ever remember what I had here, and I will always be willing to contribute, and I'll be the one bugging on the phone.
Yeah.
With
the request line never down packed now, right?
Call in and throw a little curveball in there. Bam! Like, who that? Yeah. I'm calling some names.
There you go.
And now more people want to come. They say, is he on? Oh, yeah. All the politicians.
Oh, yeah, they call in, trust
they
and believe.
Yeah. Say, I want to get here. I missed him.
Yeah. Well, I got to ask you a question. You have some amazing talk show hosts across the country, historically, right? If you could sit down and have dinner with them, who would it be and why?
Actually, it would be one of our homeboys. It would be Gary Bird.
Okay.
He's gonna be here in
He'll be
June
here.
for our
Because
65th anniversary.
Gary and I, we grew up together. I got Gary to join the cadets when Captain Hedges had some cadets.
Wow.
And then as he moved into getting into the business, watching him, I had went in the military, but I was living in New York, and we would always be taking the train or Greyhound bus back to Buffalo, coming home, and we would see each other. And then when he became Hotep,
Yeah,
and the work we were doing in New York always connected as he became very, very uplifting there. And yeah, I was sitting down because I would like to talk to him about how he sees Buffalo, with where we are and where he is now, with what he's gone through. And yeah, just and his how the road opened for him.
yeah.
You know, all the great, like when we talk about people in history like Dr. Ben, Dr. Van Sertimer, all these great writers, he's had a chance to sit down with him. Dr. Ben took him up, took him and nursed him to take over his trips to Africa. Because Dr.
sure
Ben
did.
was going to Africa every year, and he became that. And I mean, he's growing, but I'm just saying those are the extensions of levels in the field of recording and stuff can grow with. And so he would
well, in June he'll be here for our Black Music Month conference. And as the station turns 65, we'll create a podcast for you guys to do live on the scene at the Foundry.
Oh, that would be great. I'm bring back some memory. He had an aunt, and they owned his aunt and them owned the cleaners. And she had a little Thunderbird. Little Thunderbird, convertible Thunderbird. Her name was Minnie Holder. She rocked that Thunderbird. Yeah, oh man, them bring back some days. We was over here on William Street, all around Walnut and everything. That's where he grew up at.
Yeah.
And yeah, right down here on William and Walnut. And I remember go by the house. And in those days, those were the days everybody cooked, everybody. You go in the house, you don't have to worry about whether you get something to eat.
Yeah.
You get
it was
something
gonna be
to eat.
enough.
And I mean a good, it wasn't like, don't pull out the freezer. They had pots.
Yeah.
I miss it. Yeah.
Well, Jim, I tell you, there's more stories inside of you that we're gonna be able to pull out. We're gonna do it on podcast because we have to grab some of the stories. So we're gonna bring you back in when I come back from Atlanta to sit down and do a full podcast from the first time you came on with Ted all the way to the end and everything in between. Like all that I never knew about you and Gary Burke. Being high school and all that together. So those are the stories we want to get. So that would be part of the museum when they hit that recording.
I look forward to it. We still live.
No,
hey, listen, Lee, hit the lottery. Lee hit the lottery.
Right, I know.